Most of the free agents have found homes, but there are still plenty of moves to be made before the first round begins in less than a month's time. 1. ArizonaNick Bosa. Ohio StateMurray is the trendy pick and could go first, but passing on Bosa could be a huge regret. 2. San FranciscoQuinnen Williams. DT. Alabama would love to see Bosa drop to them, but Williams is a potential game wrecker. 3. New York JetsJosh Allen. OLB. Kentucky reportedly looking to trade down, likely with a team hungry for one of the top 2 QBs. 4. Oakland Devin White. LB. LSU pass rush is a big need, but White has a chance to be one of the draft's best overall players. 5. Tampa Bay Montez Sweat. OLB. Mississippi State. One way or another, the Bucs need to fix their sieve-like defense. 6. New York Giants. Jawan Taylor. OT. Florida signs are pointing towards the Giants looking towards the 2019 class of QBs. 7. Jacksonville. Clelin Ferrell. Clemson wouldn't mind taking an offensive lineman here, but Ferrell ranks ahead of the options. 8. Detroit. Greedy Williams. CB. LSU paid big money to get a pass rusher in free agency and now can address the spot opposite Slay. 9. Buffalo. Oliver. DL. Houston blew everyone away at his pro day and could easily work his way into the top 5.10. Denver. Dwayne Haskins. QB. Ohio State. Flacco isn't a long-term answer and having Haskins fall to them is too good to be true. 11. Cincinnati. Kyler Murray. QB. Oklahoma with longtime coach Lewis out, the Bengals should start a rebuild on all fronts. 12. Green Bay. Noah Fant. Iowa. Jimmy Graham looks over the hill and Fant would give Rodgers a shiny, new weapon. 13. Miami. Drew Lock. QB. Missouri. Perhaps the most QB-needy team in the draft, but we could see them wait until 2020. 14. Atlanta. Rashawn Gary. DL. Michigan is physically gifted and has a ton of potential, which could elevate the Falcons' defense. 15. Washington. J. Hawkinson. Iowa. Their 2 tight ends are well past their prime and Hawkinson can do everything. 16. Carolina. Brian Burns. Florida. Tethers holes all over the field for the Panthers, who should take the best player available here. 17. New York Giants. SDK. Metcalf. WR. Ole Miss. After moving on from Beckham, the Giants should look to replace him in the draft. 18. Minnesota. Jonah Williams. OT. AlabamaWould simply need to give Cousins more time and open up some more running lanes for Cook. 19. Tennessee. N'Keal Harry. WR. Arizona State. A big-bodied receiver to play across from Davis and lighten Tay Walker's load would be a good call. 20. Pittsburgh. Devin Bush. LB. Michigan. He's not as good as the top Devin in the draft, but he's a pretty good consolation prize. 21. Seattle. Cody Ford. OL. Oklahoma made some moves to keep its O-line on the upswing and Ford would bring youth to the unit. 22. Baltimore. Christian Wilkins. DT. Clemson lost some key players off defense and will need to fill some holes all over. 23. Houston. Adree Dillard. OT. Washington State. There are holes in their secondary, but their offensive line is among the league's worst. 24. Oakland. Jalen Ferguson. Louisiana Tech. After opting to go with a linebacker earlier, should now grab a solid pass rusher. 25. Philadelphia. Jonathan Abram. SS. Mississippi State did well to fill some holes in free agency and adding a strong box safety would continue the trend. 26. Indianapolis. Calvin Harmon. WR. NC State. Event with the addition of Funges, the Colts need to find more weapons for luck. 27. Oakland. Josh Jacobs. RB. Alabama. Having gone defense with their first 2 picks, the Raiders should grab the draft's top RB. 28. LA Chargers. Deontay Thompson. FS. Alabama defensive tackle is also an option, but shoring up the safety spot is also a priority. 29. Kansas City. DeAndre Baker. CB. Georgia. The Chiefs should continue to remake their defense after being all too soft last season. 30. Green Bay. Garrett Bradbury. OG. NC State getting a WR earlier, the Pack can now get a potential plug-in starter for the O-line. 31. LA Rams Dexter Lawrence, DT, Clemson picked up a good safety in Weddle and can now pair Donald with this run stuffer. .32. New Englander Smith Tay, Alabama Gronk's retirement leaves a hole and the Pats have a history with Alabama players.